I think like it's at Legacy at their best at the moment are like a 40-60 chance, you know what I mean, of coming through.
Well, I tell you what I think needs to happen here for Legacy. Carroll Koala needs to go absolutely nuts on Widowmaker today.
Yes.
Tails needs to step up massively as well, because this is going to be the advantage that Legacy does have, that untouched DPS duo. Everything else has kind of been thrown to the wind. Strawbella on off-tank, obviously not ideal, not her usual role. So you're not going to expect too much out from her as far as carrying is concerned. Saphira being a sub in the support as well. Again, tough stuff here for Legacy, and there goes someone off the edge already. So
oh, Merritt going to get booped off from Dench. Dench, nice work. Legacy, of course, unfortunately for them in white, Jordan, you'd think that Legacy would want to be in the green, but to do that, you'd have to have come across as the highest seed. And right now, Legacy are contesting on the point with 5 players. Chrono coming through.
Mine's already.
Oh man, that's real quick, isn't it? Let's see how much damage you can do. The answer is
a lot.
A lot, but maybe not enough.
Well, we shall see right now. The point's still kind of up in the air. Strawbella will be demeked. That's big news. And again, another pile driver to come out here from Chrono. He's up to 50% of the mines. Once again, Ben charging it up so quickly, but so too are the supports of Legacy as Dench throws out the sound barrier. Saphira with the coalescence keeping everybody alive, and we're still contesting the point on both sides.
We are indeed, and considering that Legacy looked like they were going to capture that point, and it was literally only Chrono here on the wrecking ball standing in their way, it is quite incredible to see that Kanga are the ones that come through. For me, it's like that video of the dog running in, jumping into the pool, coming back out, running and jumping in again. He was doing essentially like, what do you call them? Into the pool? Man, I wish
Bomb dives? I don't know.
No, what do you call them? Wow. I feel so bad. Oh well. Anyway, we'll try that one later. Chrono going to throw out the mines once again.
He's been...
Cannonballs, Jordan. I'm talking about cannonballs.
Okay, cannonballs. I call them bomb dives, but that's okay.
Right.
He's been nano boosted there, Chrono, but actually hasn't done too much with it. Still, doesn't matter, I guess, when you can knock people off the edge like that.
Yes.
Legacy have fallen prey to that a couple of times. Need to be very careful. First, it was Carroll Koala, and this time Saphira. So, try not to fall for that one, Legacy. Otherwise, perhaps things are going to be going by the wayside. And
the cooldown on this grappling hook, Jordan, is so quick.
Well, that's the point, really.
EMP going to come through. Everyone going to get caught in the middle here for now. Graviton Surge as well coming out from Carroll Koala. Legacy trying to turn this around. We're up to 55% right now. But once again, it's Chrono Dodo who's been sitting on the point. He finally goes down.
So Legacy managed to flip it over. You would think that the Goats comp would work pretty well here in enclosed space like that, but it did take quite a while to get rolling. Chrono doing so much work there with Wrecking Ball. And Merritt as well, interestingly, on Ana. He's obviously not been hugely buffed just yet, but Kanga Esports going to be giving it a run.
Oh, here we go. Pile Driver once again has those mines available. Not going to use them right now. Heck, you may as well just use them on the point because that's where you need to defend. Rere's going to go down to Strawbella's self-destruct, but Strawbella, she's picked up. In the meantime, when she's out of that mech, you definitely have to be careful. Chrono Dodo almost goes down, tries to get out of dodge, drops the mines, but it's not going to be enough. Legacy, look, they've got the point. They're doing what they can here, Jordan, but they're a bit of a distance away from that 60% that Kanga already has. Yeah,
quite a lot of disruption being put out right now by Chrono. It's actually very impressive. Typically, we're going to be seeing him on Winston or on Reinhardt. More so Winston than the latter, but certainly seems like he's found a new niche here with the Wrecking Ball. The recap's going to come across from Kanga. Roro playing Doomfist as a result of that Wrecking Ball does make it quite easy to combo with. And of course Sombra. So this is a traditional strategy that we've been seeing from Wrecking Ball compositions in other regions, particularly in North America, which incidentally is where Chrono is from. Here's the EMP out from Locust. The follow-up.
Oh, Davey!
Well, what do you say about that one?
4 kills, a DMAC, huge plays coming out from Kanga. Locust and Davey combining for the big plays.
That's what happens when you can't hold your shield up as a Reinhardt.
Yes, well, there's not much else you can do, really. That's what happens when you use an energy shield instead of a real shield, Jordan. If you had a real shield, it would be countered by EMP. Just saying, just putting that out there. 98, 99%. Legacy looking to capture it back. Actually successful. That was kind of important, but unfortunately, they're going to go down here, Jordan.
Yeah. It's not going to last too long here, I don't think. Graviton Surge is good from Caramel Koala, and it will get Roro, but I'm not so sure that it's going to be enough here. In saying that, Davey gets DMEC, Chrono booped off the edge, so there is a chance here for Legacy to actually bring things back, and they have managed to more or less wipe Kanga Esports. Trouble is, though, EMP is coming up for Kanga. We've got Meteor Strike for Roro. Two big playmaking ultimates. Roro, you can essentially consider, should be able to get at least one kill out of that Meteor Strike. And EMP, if you follow that up as well, means that there's not going to be any Fade available for Saphira. So, you know, you're a sitting duck when that Meteor Strike comes across.
Oh, whoops, that's not how you do it. There we go. Wait for the sound barrier to come out. Saphira going to go down there to Chrono. Nice little melee to clean things up there. This is prime position right now for Kanga to clean up Legacy, and they are doing it. Self-destruct, the last hope here. Everyone gets out of there. Still alive, still strong. A counter self-destruct from Kanga should be enough to seal the deal, Jordan. Cinderella will go down shortly, one would expect. There you go. Overtime, going to tick away 99-99, but it's Kanga who get the capture. Kanga find the first point here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, not a bad round out from Kanga. It took perhaps a little longer than you might have expected, but in the end it always felt like they were the ones in control. Legacy did sort of swing it back a couple of times, but they never really seemed to get the tempo. They never seemed to get their ultimates up when it really, really mattered. And there's going to be a disconnection from Strawbella, so we're going to have a little bit of a wait here. But look, all in all, it was close, but it didn't really feel close, if that makes sense. The amount of space that Chrono was able to give to his team didn't feel like anyone was really under pressure on the side of Kanga, where on the side of Legacy, they were constantly under pressure. There was multiple times that players got booped off, which is never going to be too easy. The amount of times that Chrono got the minefield up as well, even more space being provided from him. So I think that's great work from Kanga, and even though the scoreline was, you know, like what, towards 80%, I think for Legacy, it didn't feel that close to me. Yeah,
Jordan, well, while we've got a really quick break here, I just want to remind everyone that the top 4 teams from playoffs here in Overwatch Contenders Australia, they're heading through to Melbourne Esports Open. They're heading through to Rod Laver Arena. That's where we see the Australian Open tennis played. You can buy tickets to this. Elfishguy and I will be there. Teams will be there. It's going to be big plays. We're going to have both semi-finals and our grand final all across Saturday, and you can be there too. Tickets available from Ticketek down below. Take a look at the link. Get in there. If you live in Melbourne, if you live in Australia and you like Overwatch, I would love to see you there.
Yeah, just make sure you get the Saturday ticket, because that's when Overwatch is.
That's when Overwatch is on.
That's when
Saturday.
You want to be there, really.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday.
What day? Saturday.
Okay,
exactly.
Good.
So hopefully we'll see everybody there. I'll be very excited to have a chat with everyone and see what everyone thinks about this new patch, all that kind of stuff. We're still kind of trying to dissect it.
Elfishguy loves meeting his fans. He's yet to meet one, but first time for everything, hey.
Well, I thought you were my fan.
I think your mum's your fan.
Well, probably.
Maybe.
I would certainly hope so. But yeah, look, I mean, it's going to be a good time, so very, very excited to be there and hanging out with all the Overwatch peoples.
Oh,
and
man.
seeing what
Legacy would love
behind the
to
scenes.
be there, wouldn't they? It's the
would.
thing, right? Like, when it's announced at the start of the season, when you find out, right, where the finals are going to be played, yes, you wanted to get through to playoffs anyway, but now even more so, you want to make it there, because it's going to be the biggest stage that the majority of these players have played on before.
Definitely.
Potential for a huge crowd. Rod Laver Arena can hold, like, I don't know, normally when it's tennis, it's like 15,000 or something like that. For this sort of setup, less than, but definitely several thousand, many thousand, lots of people. So big opportunities, big experience, but a lot of work for Legacy to do. For Kanga, however, I feel like Kanga already think that they've locked in their spot.
Cinderella is going to be on that Wrecking Ball as well. Chrono has gone back over onto Reinhardt, so a bit of a change up from both sides. You can definitely see Wrecking Ball working in this position, though. You can just spin around that point for days.
Yeah, you can.
It's just not going to be fun.
Grappling Claw coming through, looking for some picks, at least knocks one off. Look, you can get tempted to go round and round and round here, Jordan, but it's the pile driver that you really want to see here coming out from the Wrecking Ball. Merritt getting forced back, quad cannons coming through, looking to find a kill, not going to be successful. It's Locust, however, for Kanga, who's already found 3. Legacy destroyed here to start things off.
Yeah, look, I don't know if Cinderella had necessarily as much impact there as he needed to on...
Can you say no impact?
Well, I think he had a little bit. He was able to get Merritt relatively low, but realistically it didn't seem as though Wrecking Ball was having too much of an issue on the side of Kanga there at all. So they've won that fight fairly comfortably. Not to mention the fact that they've got the Pharah Widowmaker combo I mean that something's going to have to change here for Legacy, and that is going to be Cinderella swapping over onto Reinhardt. Now we have a bit of a mirror match, but Kanga's got a massive, massive ultimate advantage, in particular the Earth Shatter for Chrono.
Well, Dragon Strike's available for both teams. Locust's going to be the first one to throw it out. For now, not going to find any kills. Cinderella going to go down there to Roro, so that's a big, big pick coming out from Kanga. No tank shield for Legacy means they need to fall back. Tails needs to get out of dodge as well, does not want to get staggered here. And look, to be fair, it's kind of hard to hit Pharah onto Pharah at such a long range.
Yeah. Haven't seen too much out from Tails just yet for Legacy. He was playing Brigitte in the last map, so it's, I guess, kind of hard to shine on the kill feed when you're playing Brigitte. But now on that, Pharah has to step up here for Legacy. He was very impressive on the likes of Hanzo, I felt, so far this season. You're looking to see him playing that somewhere later on down the track. Look at this though from Roro.
Yeah, Dragon Strike here from Legacy, but Roro with the Dragon Barrage, with the Barrage available. Locust's going to be the first one to go down. Look, if Roro can go down here as well, that would be pretty big. Graviton Surge comes through in combination here with Roro's Barrage. Look, he finds Tails, but that is that. Probably not exactly what you wanted to find from two big impact ultimates coming out from Kanga here. Up to 95%, to be fair. They only need to win one more fight, if not this one. Let's see what Legacy can do. They have to win this battle. Well,
Roro gets a pretty important kill there onto Dench. The res across from Strawbella, but no one is healing Cinderella, and that's an easy shot for Roro when that right click is being held. Reinhardt does not move too quickly, unfortunately. Tails, he gets two big picks there, and there's no follow-up from Roro. This will be a fight one for Legacy. I was talking about how Tails needed to step up. Well, there you have it. Is it going to be enough for Legacy to win this match?
I was certain Tails was going down there, Jordan, when he popped the barrage. I was certain that Roro was going to come through and pick him up. It was only a matter of time, and it just did not happen. So, 99% here for Kanga. They need to capture the point. 1% more will be enough to get them through here on Lijiang Tower. Graviton Surge going to come out here from Legacy up in combination with the Dragon Strike. And, well, that's what you like to see. Legacy should be able to clean up this fight, at least with that little pick. But it seems to me that maybe Kanga are trying to make something of this, Jordan.
Well, they really do need to be. Obviously, they've still got a bit of time to work with Locust. It's a good shot onto Tails, but quickly healed up by that pocket. Tails, though, let's get Roro, his counterpart on the Pharah, and that is enough to force Kanga to fall back for the moment. They know that they can't win this fight without Roro. Legacy will try and chase them down, force them out of position a bit, but it's all just a waiting game here for both teams right now. We're waiting for Kanga to really commit to one of these fights.
Well, look at this. We're going to have 5 ultimates here with Chrono coming up with the Earth Shatter in just a moment, Jordan. Graviton Surge comes out. Cinderella throws out an Earth Shatter, an unsuccessfully blocked Earth Shatter coming out from Kanga. Now they're going to be able to walk onto the point this time around. Tails not going to have the impact potentially once Chrono goes down. That is a big pick for Jungle Jazz there with the resurrection. Going to clean him up. Dench looking low. Dench about to go down. See you later. 99% overtime. It goes to Kanga's favor. They will or should be able to pick this one up. Cinderella going to go down. Strawbella going to go down. And that'll be that. Kanga successful here on Lijiang Tower.
Certainly seems that way. Tails will try and catch a little bit more overtime there, but also manages to catch a rocket from Roro. Really couldn't have gone worse for Legacy there in the final fight as Dench gets picked off, which means that then Saphira kind of has to go out of position to try and res.
Yeah.
And then the Graviton Surge comes across, and then Cinderella throws out the Earth Shatter, which is consequently blocked by Chrono. So in that passage of play, 2 or 3 things went wrong very, very quickly for Legacy, and that was the fight over really before it did even end up beginning. Unfortunate for Legacy, 2-0 down there on Lijiang Tower, not really getting too much done. Again, they got some time on the board, but it never really felt like Kanga was under too much pressure. So Legacy, for me, haven't necessarily showed up today just yet. We need to see how they can go on Eichenwald or King's Row when we get there. But look, your time's running out. You don't want to be thinking, oh, you know, we get a couple of maps to warm up here if we're Legacy. The fact of the matter is you've potentially only got 3 maps to play. So Kanga's 1/3 of the way there already.
Oh, Chrono on the wrecking ball, Jordan. He was so impactful here on the first round, time and time again, with the big plays over and over with the pole driver. And, well, this self-destruct wasn't half bad either coming out from Davey. But for me, look, let's just be clear here that what we saw there from Legacy is not enough. It's not going to be enough. They cannot play how they just played up against this lineup. Maybe Kanga is just that much better than them.
Maybe. I would say I think that they probably are. I do think Kanga is quite a bit ahead of Legacy right now as far as this season is concerned. And it's unfortunate to say because I think Legacy had a really good base level to start off this season, but things have just not gone their way. It sucks. I get it. I mean, what else can you do really if you're Legacy and your roster's constantly changing? I don't think they've played a week with the exact same roster, maybe with the exception of this match today and the match that they played with Strobella on D.Va in that first in the 4th week, I think it was. So it's just been a horrible season, really, for Legacy in the way that it's been set up, but not necessarily how they've played. They've done the best with what they can.
Yeah,
but
it's like having two identical twins and splitting them at birth, right, at the start of the season and seeing how they go and putting them in different situations.
Exactly.
I wouldn't condone that as a test. Do not do that at home. But in this situation, these two teams, I felt like they were close, and now you can see that Kanga is just that next level by the looks of it.
I think Legacy was ahead of Kanga coming into this season as far as how their form was concerned from last season. It looked on paper like they had a really, really good roster, but Kanga's done everything with what they've got, and Legacy's, I guess, done everything with what they've got as well, but they just haven't been given the tools to work with. So I think for Legacy, really, the thing about this season is it's just going to have to be one that you have to forget, and you have to look forward to next season. And it's unfortunate to be saying that still when we're talking about them in their playoffs match. It's not over just yet for them, Ben.
It's not over, but they need to turn up.
They need to turn up to this match, absolutely.
So
something has to click for Legacy today. They need to play the best that they have this entire season. That's why I said I need to see Tails stepping up. I want to see that Widowmaker Hanzo coming out here from Caramel Koala and from Tails. Widowmaker on Caramel Koala needs to have a massive, massive impact, and Tails, well, we've seen him go well on Hanzo so far this season, so I'd really love to see that one. I think there's also probably a bit of pressure to be put on the shoulders here of Cinderella because he's one of the players that's really in his core position as well and has been here this whole season to step up against Chrono. You really want to be seeing him, particularly on Kings Row here, if we're going to see those Reinhardts, which I suspect we will, having a very, very good matchup here against Chrono if Legacy are going to win this match this map, sorry, on Kings Row here. So that's the key takeaways for me. But look, it could end up being a case where we see 2 Wrecking Balls out or something like that. And then who knows? We've already seen Chrono being quite impactful on that so far. They're on Lijiang Tower.
Well, yes. Well, Jordan, we're into map 2 in this best of 5 between Legacy and Kanga Esports. It is playoffs of Overwatch Contenders Australia. Big thank you to McDonald's Australia, who've been supporting us all season long. And what a season it has been. For me, if Legacy has to play better than they've been playing to get through, whilst Kanga just needs to use the same form that we've seen from them all season long.
Yep, pretty much wrapped up quite nicely. Kanga's going to be straight onto the Brigitte composition, but Legacy similarly going to be playing fairly standard on the defense here. You don't want to be seeing Tails down that low.
No.
Particularly when Saphira is solo healing on Ana, which means there is no res available for Legacy right now. Dench, Soldier should be fairly self-sufficient. But if he's going to be dove by Davey like that, there's not much that he can do about it. And Kanga have walked onto this point and smashed away with Legacy.
Look, Dench finds 2, Jordan. He needs to find more than that. Another 2 would do it. Is he going to use the attack buys? He does, looking for Davey, but as soon as he pops it, Chrono comes through with the big Reinhardt swinging hammer. Picks him up, takes out Caramel Koala as well. 5.5 minutes on the clock. They capture point A, they grab the payload, they push towards point B, looking very good right now.
I want to say I think Mercy would have been a better option there for Saphira,
oh,
but I'm not
look
sure
at that.
It would have made much
big
difference.
Charge.
And a big charge indeed, as the momentum still favouring Kanga Esports here, pushing on forward. They're going to chase down these remaining Legacy players. Just force them back towards their spawn, which allows the payload to push easily onwards right now. Davey definitely having a good time, just having a bit of a holiday.
Look, Jordan, when you talk about speed and momentum, if you put the 2 together, who's got more experience, kangaroos or trees? Trees don't even go anywhere.
Well,
try chasing a kangaroo.
I'm sure if you put
Have
a
you tried
hurricane...
to chase a kangaroo?
I've never tried to chase a kangaroo, I'll be honest.
Very hard to catch them, Jordan. Just like in that situation, Tails threw out the Riptide and was not able to find a single Kanga player. Dench going to go down to Roro. Chrono pushing through. You can see the coalescence as well coming out from Kanga. That's going to be enough to get them across the line here at point B, you would think that they should be able to complete this phase successfully. And that's going to give them a lot of time heading into point C. They are looking very, very strong right now.
Yeah, I don't think you could actually do this faster than what Kanga is doing it right now. They haven't been stopped at all. They capped it out on their first push on point A. The payload hasn't stopped moving at all into point B. And now we're into point C with 5.5 minutes on the clock. Kanga have got self-destruct. They've almost got Graviton Surge up, so hole-in-one possible.
I'm ready for it, Jordan. PGA is on. I think we're going to see more hole-in-ones here than there right now. Cinderella going to go down. Another big, big pick. No tanks available now for Legacy. They're going down very, very quickly. Like a cold glass of water on a hot summer's day, Jordan.
Indeed, indeed. But there is a counteracting Earth Shadow out from Cinderella there. Does not achieve a whole lot. And Roro still hanging on to this Graviton Surge. We'll be using that later on just to secure the point. As soon as this final fight does occur.
Oh, this is pretty dirty play coming out from Kanga, but it is certainly working. They are an overwhelming force right now. Throws the Graviton Surge into the wall. It cannot be hidden when you do that one. Here's the last hope, Riptide. It is unsuccessful. Cinderella going to go down to an Earth Shatter coming out from Chrono, and this should be enough here, Jordan. It looks to me like Kanga's going to secure it. One last hope, self-destruct. Does not find any kills. Loca's out here on the Brigida. Strawbella looking like she's going to go down very, very soon. A Graviton Surge coming out from Legacy as well. Is it going to be enough? I think the answer is no.
Oh, Cinderella just going to be spinning around the point. This is going to be quite irritating if you're Kanga because it's not easy to actually hit the Wrecking Ball when he's doing that. But in the end, they will get rid of him. They will dispatch all the Legacy players on the point and cap out very quickly indeed. That was not fun at all for the Legacy side. They really didn't pose any threat at all. You saw how far forward Kanga was pushing. You saw how aggressive they were spawn camping toward the end there as well. Just Kanga under absolutely no pressure at all. And Legacy, they were stuck. They couldn't get any control of the map at all. They couldn't set up defensively. There was nothing that they could do because Kanga continually put them under the pump.
Yes, it was not a very successful half, unfortunately, for Legacy. For the team, for the players on Kanga, Jordan, they're going to be feeling really good right about now. Just one half-decent defense here is going to put them in prime position to pick up Kings Row. If they pick up Kings Row, they're then one map away from making it through to the semifinals. Look, it's going to be a difficult semifinal up against the Drop Bears, but it's going to be an amazing experience. They've got, like, what, 19 days to prepare or something as well, coming in from today. So
I'm sure they'll be doing a lot of preparing. So too will the City Drop Bears because they've got that nice facility available to them.
Oh, yes. Well, it seemed to work for us. Season 1 finals, didn't it? The Drop Bears did not have the momentum heading into Season 1 finals. They successfully defeated Darksided in a semi, and then really it was quite a one-sided affair going into the grand final. Yep. Bit like this, unfortunately. But I'm ready. I'm ready for some sick strats here, Elfishguy. I'm ready for Legacy to show us something we haven't seen from them yet.
I'm ready for a full hold from Kanga.
Yeah, well.
Hate to be that guy, but it doesn't seem like Legacy's able to challenge Kanga today. Want to see what Legacy will be rolling out with if Cinderella will be playing Wrecking Ball here. Which could be not a bad idea. Obviously, dive straight up onto the high ground, knock everybody up. The follow-up from Carroll, Koala, and Tails. I can see this working for Legacy.
You got to get there first, Jordan. That's half the battle. Let's see what he can do with the grappling claw.
Well, that's what Wrecking Ball is good at, getting in position. He's very, very mobile. So
here we go, alley-oop over the top. Everyone gets out of the way. Look, it works for a while. It gets them off the high ground, at least back into the room, Jordan. So that's got to count for something. Cinderella now trying to chase down the support players. Not going to be enough. Merritt picks him up, and he walked into a hallway full of a number of players here. So the tank going to go down here for Legacy. It seemed like a half-decent play as well until it wasn't.
Yeah, look, there wasn't really the coordination, I don't think, from Legacy. The dive just wasn't quite timed perfectly. Kanga did what they needed to, and they just backed off, allowed Wrecking Ball to jump up on his own, and eventually, once they have the advantage, they counter-engage and they take him down because Cinderella overextended a little bit there. Once again, Cinderella will be sticking with Wrecking Ball, giving it another crack, but if it doesn't work this time, that's where you need to swap off for Legacy. It'll still give you time, but you have lost a bit.
Here we go again. Second time's a charm. Merritt going to go down to Dent, so that's one support out of the way. Cinderella trying to get some ticks on the board, doing not a half bad job, to be honest, trying to get into the high ground. This is a little bit better, but when you've got one support on either side of you, it can be a little bit difficult in that scenario.
Riptide might save Kanga here if it's a big one. Probably not looking likely. Does get Dench, but realistically you would have needed 2 or 3 kills there, I think, out from Roro if this was going to be holdable. Tails with the Rocket Barrage as well is going to be able to seal the deal if necessary. Does not even look like it is too necessary right now. Legacy are capping this first point up. The rest comes across from Jungle Jazz though, and there might be a swing into effect here. So, Rocket Barrage does come out from Tails. Doesn't achieve too much though. No,
well, Merritt had the trans going, and that's going to keep the whole team alive. Davey has a self-destruct. Will use it as well. Jungle Jazz going to go down there to Caramel Koala, but Saphira is picked up by the self-destruct by the Diva here. And these are crucial seconds that Kanga are buying themselves, putting in the back pocket, something they don't have to defend later. It looks to me like Legacy will be successful. They are here on point A. But look, 4 minutes to work with to get through this second phase over to point B. They can do it, but Kanga had so much time left in the time bank when they got to the end.
Quite a lot thrown in there by Legacy as well. They had to put in the Dragon Blade. They had to put in the Rocket Barrage.
They get a change.
Now we're going to be changing up onto a pirate ship for Legacy. Arista the choice here for Cinderella. I guess for Legacy, they just want to try and change something up. Maybe catch Kanga off guard here. It could work. Obviously, Chrono on Winston, not going to have too fun of a time at all. But typically, we don't see pirate ship run for a reason, and the reason is that once it's stalled, can't get too much done. So now the information is given over to Kanga.
Yeah, but Jungle Jazz is down, Jordan, so that's going to be big. If Caramel Koala can stay alive here, tries his best, but to no avail. The heals were not strong enough. Cinderella down as well, Dench down. Strawbrella and Tails going to bring a couple back. Maybe this goes in Legacy's favor. We'll see what Tails can do, but that payload going to get stopped in its tracks. Kanga going to get the, I guess, a bit of a foothold here on defense as well. This is what they need to do.
So that's actually going to set Legacy back. Despite the fact that they get the payload pushed forward, you can kind of consider that you would have probably pushed forward that far anyway. And now they haven't had that time to build up the ult charge because they've swapped their roster up again. Cinderella's back to 25% of the minefield. Caramel Koala doesn't have Pulse Bomb available. Merritt forced to use Trans to get out of dodge there, which is not too bad from Legacy.
Trans going to come out from the other side as well, so double Trans. Is everyone going to be feeling real calm right now? That does not stop the kills going across the board. Tails is down, Davey is down. And Kanga, though, they do seem to have that player advantage. They certainly are on top of the payload. Strawbella pushing through. Going to get picked up, at least demeched, and then found out if they even want to chase her down. Look, the longer Strawbella stays out of mech, the better it is here for Kanga Esports. That is for sure.
Certainly is. Roro isolating the team as well. Strawbella are finally going to go down. Legacy also lose Cinderella, who's just having a little bit too much fun on Wrecking Ball. Buying some crucial time here for Kanga Esports. But right now, it really almost looks sure that they're going to go to a 2-0. Legacy, it seems unlikely that they're even going to finish the map, and if they do finish the map, it'll very, very likely be into overtime.
Yeah, it certainly is not going Legacy's way right now. They're going to have to change something up. They're going to have to get some sick ultimates or make some different plays, change the team comp. They've tried the pirate ship. They got them halfway there, but halfway is not good enough. Oh, Caramel Koala will find Jungle Jazz. That is a big start. But as I say that, Chrono picks one back, takes out Saphira. No Mercy's available for this particular fight. No Red's available for this fight. Locust does have the Pulse Bomb available. Probably not going to need to use it right now because that payload is not going anywhere.
Not at all. Look at this defensive setup for Kanga Esports. They've got everything that they really need. Obviously no support ultimates, but it's a lot in the tank left for Kanga and not a whole lot at all for Legacy. Oh, that's huge from Locust as well.
Big.
It's just another nail in the coffin. Bang it in.
Pulse Bomb finds 2. That's what you want. Another 15 seconds wasted here, Jordan. So, Legacy, 40 seconds on the clock. They have to get onto the payload. They have to sit on it all the way through overtime to point B, and then they're going to have limited time to get to point C. Whilst Kanga have 4 minutes and 10 seconds in their time bank to go all over again, should they need to. I don't think it's going to get that far.
If nothing else, Legacy has ults to work with here, so let's see if they can make this push work. They have to. But immediately losing Roro to start things off, it's definitely not how they wanted this fight to go.
Yeah, Strawbella going to go down, resurrected by Saphira. Tails does have the barrage available, trying to chase down the defensive team's Diva for now, but Davey stays alive. Tails going to go down to Merit. Self-destruct available for Davey. This could be enough right here to end things, Jordan. Not going to do what they need to. Does get rid of the proximity mines, however.
Yeah, but not necessarily the biggest of problems for Kanga at the moment anyway.
They got no problems, Jordan.
Indeed, Merit around the back here, just being that stealthy ninja assassin that we like to see him be on Zenyatta. Shutting down a player there. Transcendence coming out, but it's more of a victory celebration there for Kanga Esports than anything else, as they now secure their place as 2-0. And Legacy have only one map left to play with should they lose it going into the rest of this series.
Yeah. Look, Jordan, that was really quite a resounding victory coming out for Kanga. If they were going to stamp their name all the way across this game, Jordan, that was the way that they could do it. And look, Legacy, they've got 3 maps potentially remaining here. At the start of the season, we thought these two teams going head-to-head would provide an epic battle. We just need to see something different coming out from Legacy.
This playoff, this quarterfinal would have been the dream. Had we got this with the full-strength Legacy, it could have very much been a close series, but I just unfortunately don't think that it is Legacy's season this season. And for Kanga, the question is not necessarily can we beat Legacy, because that much is evident. The question is going to be, where can we go past that? Are we going to be able to challenge Sydney Drop Bears? That is a much more difficult task for them, in my mind. I mean, right now, it just doesn't seem like they're even having any problems right now against Legacy.
Yeah, well, that's it. Everything that Legacy throws at them, Kanga seems to find an answer. The pirate ship looked okay, but they weren't able to be successful in the end. They only got half of the way there. They found the Mercy, and that was it, unfortunately. For the rest of it, I don't know, Kanga individually outplaying Legacy right here. Perhaps a little bit better use of team comp and of ultimates across the board. Like, just that 15-20% better, it feels.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot more effectiveness coming out from the tanks as well on Kanga Esports. Chrono is very, very impressive today, as usual. And so, I mean, really, life's looking pretty easy for everyone on Kanga. You're not seeing their supports dying too often. Roro and Locust are not being put under pressure at all. The same can't necessarily be said for Legacy. You think how many times Dench and Saphira have been dropped so far in this matchup. So life is just very, very difficult on the side of Legacy in this one. And it's going to take a heck of a halftime break here for them to pull themselves out of that hole and figure out what they want to do, whether it be on Temple of Anubis or Volskaya. I'm looking at a 3-0 for this one, though, honestly, Ben.
Well, Jordan, as you said, it is halftime. Legacy definitely going to need to change something up here, whether it's going to be a little bit of fertilizer and a really good water. We are in drought here in New South Wales, so maybe that's the problem, Elfishguy. Who knows? It's going to have to be something. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, more Overwatch Contenders action. See you soon.